Hello beautiful souls and welcome back to my channel. Now today it's gonna be all about me. First of all, I want to say thank you for my subscribers. I know that behind that every single click, whether it was for likes, whether it was for views, there's one soul behind that, and I'm so thankful for that. Now today it's gonna be about a little bit about me so that you can get to know me a bit more and so that you know who I am. I tried actually filming this video twice and no, once, but it was a long day trying to make it. First of all, it was too big and that's why I decided to make it in two parts. Second of all, I was all alone for weeks and my daughter is in that stage where she doesn't like sleeping much during the day. Don't really have, she was like, no, I'm not gonna sleep while you make the video, mum. I'm gonna wake up so I can mess it all up. I actually tried editing it because I don't edit my videos, but for some reason it didn't work out and I know why it didn't, so I can make it from two parts. So today I put aside the essential important bits about me, like the basic but important bits about me, and maybe the second part is going to be a bit more on the weird side. I mean, almost everything about me is weird in a good sense, at least for me it is. But so yeah, I've written the questions down. It's going to be 15 today, and again, because I'm not editing it, I'm going to be reading and telling you guys a little bit more about it. So let's start. First, what I wrote down is actually my name. The reason being is that a lot of people don't know actually how to pronounce it, and I've been called, most of it's Sanja or Sanjay or and sometimes I've actually even given up on correcting people. But for those who want to know how to actually pronounce it, that are not from a Serbian background or, you know, where you would know, it's actually Sanja. So my name is Sanja, and N is like from New York. So it's actually, we have two letters in Serbia, both Cyrillic and Latin. So in Cyrillic is actually 4 letters as opposed to 5, but in Latin is NJ, but we pronounce it as N. And my last name is Krajnovic, so it's not Krajnovic, or I think that's what the most people do. And I actually like it. I mean, it's fun because when you go these places and they're trying to pronounce your name and you can see they're stuck, but I'm actually trying to, or the postman's or whatever, and I'm actually trying to see what's gonna come out of that. And they're looking at me, is it Kraj? No. And they're looking at me, you know, no. Or sometimes they go, yeah, it's fine. So that's about my name. So it's Sanja Krajnovic, if anyone knows, if anyone wants to know. So what I put number 2, my name actually means, I've learned this maybe 10 years ago, 15. My name actually comes from the Greek name Alexandra, and it's like a short version of that name, but my name actually means the one who protects people. So I'm a people protector. Yeah, sounds really good, doesn't it? So my third fact about me is that I was born in December 1991, so I turned 28 just last December, 28th of December, turned 28. It's really cool. So yeah, some people think I'm younger. I actually still to this day have to show my ID when I buy alcohol, which is, I live in England, so basically you don't, you know, over 18, I think you can, you know, buy alcohol. But even in Germany, Austria, when I was living in Austria, I was 24, and even then was a bit like, okay, I have to show my ID for alcohol. But now I'm 28 and I'm like, you do realize like for 10 years I can buy alcohol now. Well, please humor me. So I always have to show them ID. Which is, again, I don't mind it. It's better to look younger, but yeah, it is a bit bizarre and lovely. So number 4, is that when I was born in actually Yugoslavia, and that was part of Croatia and Montenegro and Slovenia and Macedonia and Bosnia, Herzegovina, Serbia. So I was born in actually Serbia, but it was then Yugoslavia. And why I remember actually this to tell you, I don't know, but in the 90s there was actually a war in Serbia, and there was bombs falling, and actually like proper war. And I remember waking up, maybe I said this in one of the videos, I'm not sure. I actually woke up thinking my mum was waking me up, and I'm like, Mum, fireworks. No, it's not fireworks, it's bombs falling. Get out of the bed, because they had to go to the shelter. I don't know why I still remember that, but I was always optimistic like that. Like, I don't know, I don't think I realized what was going on, but obviously from this perspective, it's not an easy thing. I mean, it was never easy, but I don't know, it was kind of different when I was younger. I was always trying to be optimistic more, but again, I guess I'm still to this day. So anyway, number 5 is that I have 2 older brothers. I'm the youngest in my family, and I don't know, I like it. I never, one of my friends actually asked me, what's it like to be the youngest, because she's the eldest one. She was like, I was always the eldest. How is it feeling to be the youngest? I actually never thought about what it is to feel like. What I do know is that I always loved having siblings, so I can't imagine being one child or something like that. So I really love my brothers, and I'm really glad that I have them. Number 6 is that I'm 5'7" inches, or is that's 172.5 centimeters in I mean, that's what I know, but I think I converted it to 5'7". So 172.5 is because that's what they put in my records, and I still don't know which one to choose better, if I want to do 172 or 3, so I just said say 4.5. Number 7 is that I am engaged. I have a lovely fiance. We've been engaged for almost 3 years now. It's going to be in March. And we have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful daughter together. And she's 14 and a half months old. And that's the fact number 8. I have a daughter. Number 9 is, when I was younger, I actually thought I was adopted. Reason being is I didn't look like anyone in the family. Even my nose, to this day, I don't know who I get this nose from. No one in my family has a nose like mine. They all have like Greek or Roman, or they're divided, but they all have like those straight, long, not big noses, but I have like a tiny, maybe you can't see it on the camera, but I always had like this tiny little nose. And not only that, but my siblings and me, well, my brothers and I, don't actually look the same at all. I mean, to this day, not only physically, but mentally, everything was so different. I genuinely thought I was adopted. I didn't tell this to anyone, so I didn't tell my mum, I'm adopted. No, but I was like, oh, they don't like me much, probably because I'm adopted, and I can't be a part of this family when I don't look like anyone. And so yeah, kudos. But number 10 is that my great-grandfather was adopted, and if I remember the story correctly, it was I think it was migrations during the time, I'm not sure, but they actually left him in the basket in front of the door, like in the films. And the people who opened it actually adopted him, but they obviously told him and stuff, so he knew he was adopted. But it was always fascinating to me that I can maybe see someone on the streets, pass by someone that is actually maybe my distant cousin, or to know maybe someone that is actually, that we share the same blood, but we don't know. So he never found out who it was, what happened. It was never like today you have papers or you go somewhere. They just left him like that. So, but I think maybe one day I'll do a blood test and to see maybe I have some distant relatives or something that I didn't even know about through his side, or I don't know. But I always find that really, really fascinating, not knowing the part of where you come from. And I can only imagine actually being in the situation where you yourself are adopted. For me, it's my great grandfather, but you know, it's just really, really bizarre. Yeah, so yeah, part of me, I don't know where it's from. Number 11, I actually finished musical school for piano. So I finished elementary musical school, so I went to two schools at the same time. And obviously when I would go, if it was during the morning, I would go to one school, and the afternoons the other. So, but they didn't actually give away the awards at the time, but my teacher actually said that if they did, I would be the student of the generations. I was the only one who had straight A's, like from the first grade till the last. Every single grade that was written down was an A. And I remember my grandma actually said, your teachers don't know how to write any other grade, do they? They only know how to write A's for you. I loved it. I was never chasing grades. I was never, obviously, I mean, I loved getting an A, but I played because I loved playing. And the good, where I was lucky, we did have a little piano where I could practice at home, because most of the people had to go to school to practice. I can sit down for 20 minutes, get up in 2 hours, sit down again, I can eat, but I genuinely loved it. I just loved it, and to this day I really miss that I don't have a piano. Hopefully one day I will. Even if we bought it, we wouldn't have the place where to put it at the moment. I really missed it. I haven't played properly in like 10, 12 years maybe. So it's been a long time. I mean, it's been 10 years since I didn't have access to piano. I have here and there a few bits where I would play, but when you don't play for so long, you just forget. You don't even want to sit down maybe in a restaurant or somewhere for 2 minutes. But I think if I played maybe constantly for a month, 2, 3, maybe I would, you know, at least go back the majority of where I was. But I really, really miss piano. So 12 is sports. I put sports that I played, and Jesus Mary Christ, did I practiced sports? Played sports? Practiced? Whatever. So the first that I remember was tennis, but because I was in such a small town, obviously I don't know what happened. I played tennis for a year, and after that, when I wanted to go back, it was shut, and there was no other place where you can go play tennis. So obviously didn't continue. After that, I went ballet, but this was before I started going to musical school. And afterwards, my parents actually put me in the ballet until my piano classes start, basically. So after that, I started playing piano. I went and practiced folklore, which is like Serbian dance, traditional dance. I did that for a year. I practiced basketball. I practiced volleyball, and I actually thought that I was gonna stop going to musical school so I can continue practicing volleyball, because the coach was amazing. The group was, oh my god, I loved it so much. But I actually needed 1 year to finish the musical school, and my mum said no. Finish musical school. If you want to continue afterwards the volleyball, you can go. Because basically I would have at the same time both volleyball and musical school music classes, so I couldn't do it anymore. I mean the following year, and I did finish, but I think because I don't know, the group already was 1 year ahead of me, and didn't even think about it much afterwards anymore. So that was it. And in high school I practiced 3 years swimming. So just a little portion of. I actually always wanted to do martial arts, but my father never let me. He was always like, no, martial arts are for guys, for boys. And once I kind of convinced him, and I found a place where you should go. I mean, the address. And when we went there was no one. We couldn't find it, or I don't know. I'm hoping that he knew where we were going, but he said this is the place and there was no one there. So but that was always my dream. I wanted martial art. It didn't matter which one, I just wanted to kick some. Never happened. Again, I don't really think about it much why. Maybe one day I'll do it, you never know. 13, my hair colour is actually, this is my natural hair colour, so there's no dyes in it, nothing. I did dye my hair, however, I think in every colour possible except for pink and green. I was red, but the dye back then wasn't that good, so when I washed it off it was orange. And I didn't actually realize it was orange till something fell in my eye. I took out the mirror in the middle of the street and the sun was going directly into my hair. And when I saw how orange it was, I was like, no. Then because I was a tomboy and I would wear my brother's clothes and stuff, my mates decided to do a makeover. So I remember even I got fringe or bangs, you say it in American, and they did that. I didn't want that. I was like, no, but I actually really loved it afterwards. They dyed we went to the hairdressers. Obviously, they did a lot like in films, all shoes. I had skirt. I was like, you're not gonna put me in skirts. They got me a skirt. All the jewelries, different earrings, like feminine, and I had everything, literally everything, hair, everything. And I remember they got shoes. They had like this 1 centimeter heel. It was nothing, and I was walking like I was walking on eggs. And it took me ages to learn how to walk in them, which is really funny because afterwards in high school I would actually go to school in heels, like this big heels, not because I wanted to go in heels, but because at the time my parents didn't have any more money, and for PA classes, is it PA classes? You know, in a school when you would have exercises, I think it's PA, you would need a pair of trainers to have in the bag. If you don't have the bag, you can't go in. And I found these heels, they were so cheap, like £4-5 maybe today, but before it was even, cheaper. And it was, sale and stuff. And I'm like, I never had that. And I always wanted to have something feminine. This was like 4 years after the makeover. I didn't even, this was like winter pink boots. I don't know, I love them. So because I didn't have any of the shoes, when we would have PA, I would wear heels, and so I can have a bag with the trainers. I don't think my parents ever actually knew this, but I never wanted to put the pressure on, I need 2 pairs of trainers. So yeah. So I learned how to walk in heels, and I couldn't even walk in those little... Honey, how life goes. So weird. I am actually remembering this. It actually all started from hair colour dyes. Yeah, dyes. Okay, so I had purple as well. I had blue. I was blonde. I was grey. I would actually still be blonde if I didn't go to this hairdresser and I showed him a picture. For some reason he thought it was brown. It wasn't. It was just going from lighter blonde to darker blonde, like more fair blonde, natural one. And I showed him, like, I wanted this, and he's like, oh, it's going to be completely big difference. I'm like, well, not really, but okay. When I saw my hair brown in the mirror, this was 4 years ago, maybe 4, not sure, 4.5 maybe. Yeah, it was July, 4.5 years ago. And when I saw my hair, I'm like, well, maybe if he dries it off, like, because it was still wet, it's gonna be lighter. No, it wasn't. I was shocked. I was like, what the hell happened? But when I would wash it off, when I washed it off a few times, it got a little bit lighter, so it was fine. But all of the bits are now grown, and all this is my hair color. So yeah. 14, I don't have any tattoos. I don't have anything against tattoos. I just never knew what to put as a tattoo. I had a wish to put like 8-9 years ago, but not like wish, but I was like, oh, it would be so cool to have a tattoo, but I never really knew what I wanted. And everything I would think, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna like this. My rule is, if you don't if I want something, as in tattoos or something, even if after 3 years I still want it, I'll put it. But to this day, I've never actually had anything that I was like, oh, I want that. So but again, so no tattoos. Another thing, I do like that I don't have tattoos, because in Serbia you can't donate blood if you do have it. In England you can after a year or something, but I used to donate blood all the time, and you can't if you had a tattoo. I don't know if they changed it now, if they maybe put a time frame on it or something like that, because more and more people are getting tattoos now. But you know, I know when I started, one of the things is, if you had a tattoo, you can't donate at all. Like, you get refused, you can't. So yeah, I like helping people out if I can. Number 15, and the last thing for today, is piercings. So piercings, I have belly button piercing, I have 2 holes here, and I used to actually have 3 in 1. I think it was this side, I'm not sure. Well, one of the sides. It was 3 in 1, but then I got bored, so I put 2, and the third one healed. The hole closed up, so I can't. That's why I don't know which side it was. I remember actually when I put 3, I had to hide it from my father, because he would allow 1. I mean, even my ears were pierced when I was 12, because my parents didn't want to pierce mine when I was younger, which I don't, honestly, I don't mind at all. So they actually let me decide when I was older. But I loved it so much, afterwards I put 2nd one and the 3rd one, and I was hiding it. So, no, it was this side. I remember why now. And I was hiding it so much so my father wouldn't see. And after a year ago, I totally forgot. I knew I had 3. It was, you know, all 3 earrings here, it was fine. And we had lunch. Me and my father sat together, and I put my hair up. It was so warm. So I honestly totally forgot that I was hiding this for him for a year now. And he was like, "What is that in your ear?" And I'm like, "What?" "What are you on about?" He's like, "You have 3 earrings in your ear." And I was like, "Oh, shush." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I had that for a year now." I'm like, how didn't you notice? Because it was a year now, you can't really say anything negative about it, because if you hadn't noticed for a year, it's already done. But he's like, "If you put any more holes, you're gonna have a tent outside of the apartment, you're gonna be like an Indian." Obviously my father is old school, so he's all against the tattoos and you know, piercings, and my fiance has tattoos from top to bottom, but I mean, that's not the reason why I'm with him. But yeah, he was always, again, like old school. Even a scar, he was always like, if you have a scar, you know, you're gonna be recognized for life, that's not good. And but again, that was way back, but I still remember those 3 ones. Why I remember, because he was here sitting when we were sitting down when we were eating. So yeah, he saw those 3. If you want to be an Indian, go outside. Put a tent up. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I really hope you liked it, because I want you to get to know me a bit better. And again, in the second part, it's going to be a bit more... This is me, like this video is me, like the basics, this is me. The second video is going to be a bit more, again, weird. You'll see when you hear it. So yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for watching me, following me, subscribing, for liking. Put the comments down below. If you have anything that you would like to find out, let me know, and I'll shoot it in the next video. So yeah, anything, whatever you want to find out, just ask me and I'll see to answer it back. So yeah, thank you for every single soul, for every single view. I really appreciate it. I really like that you like this type of videos, that you enjoy light, positive, you know, just something good. I want to make videos that are gonna make people feel good. I don't want to be the news to tell you all that is happening wrong. No, I want to tell you how to be better, how to be good, how to maybe love yourself a bit more, even if you don't, but just to not feel bad watching the video, or, you know, just something nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed today. Again, like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you feel. You can email me on my email address. I'll post everything down below. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll try to put more pictures on Instagram because most of them would be me and my little girl. But yeah, love you so much and thank you again. And I'll see you next time. Bye.